morning, children. In the previous class, we have studied the history of 1,000 years. What were the changes occurring or occurred in this period? Okay, especially we studied about the differences in map pointing or map making. Okay, drawing of map. What were the changes occurred? Even the place names also changed. Today, we are going to study about the new and old terminologies. So what were the terms used in the olden days and presently also. So we can find out some of the informations, especially last class we studied about different maps, two types of maps which were made in different periods. Many years after, okay, one map, the first map was prepared, and second map after 600 years it was made. So what changes occurred, or even the place names and spellings also. So here also we are getting many informations from these maps. Okay, so here we can find many changes occurring in the languages and place names. We know recently we have changed the name of many places in our country. So all over the world it happens. Especially we know that Mumbai, which is now we say Mumbai, and it was known as Bombay, Madras. Now it is Chennai. Like that, many changes are occurring. Even in the languages also, we know variety of languages are spoken in the Indian subcontinent. Large number of languages are spoken in our country. So in the languages also many changes have occurred. We studied earlier class about Vedic Vedas. Okay, there are 4 Vedas, and what were the language? What was the language of the Vedas? Okay, Vedic language, or it is especially in the Sanskrit language. But now which is the Sanskrit language which we are learning in the schools are completely different than the Vedic Sanskrit. Like that, languages also have changed. The languages also, many of the words and pronunciation has changed. Words and meanings have changed. Okay, from very ancient period, now what changes occurring in the language also. We can find many differences in the languages and place names and many of the things. Okay, so in the we can say, for one example, in the medieval Persian languages, now many changes occurring. Okay, it is different from the modern Persian language. Even our English also, the language which we are speaking in English, that also has many changes occurred. In olden days, what was the vocabulary or grammar or meanings used in this language has changed now. The changes occurring in almost all fields. Okay, now we can say about our country. We can take the example, our country which is known as India. Okay, but it has many other names also, like Bharat and Hindustan. In olden days, when it was pronounced, India was known as Hindustan, not the entire India. It was only a particular area of India. The present day, it's a modern nation state. Like India is a country. Okay, in the world map, we can find India as a country. The boundaries are marked properly. Okay, so this term was used as a Hindustan. India was earlier known as Hindustan, but not the entire present India was known as. Okay, only some regions. Okay, we can say in the 13th century, this term was used by a chronicler. Okay, one who writes chronicles, a written record of. Okay, for the chroniclers are mainly court chroniclers. We can find in the medieval period during the rule of Delhi Sultans and all. People who writes official account for the kings or sultan. So here in the 13th century, Minhaj-e-Siraj, he was a chronicler who wrote in the Persian language. Okay, so he meant the areas of Punjab and Haryana and the lands between the Ganga and Yamuna. This region was known as Hindustan, not the entire area. Remember that the regions which are under the control of Delhi Sultans. Okay, so which are the part of the dominions of the Delhi Sultan, that is Punjab, Haryana, and the regions between Ganga and Yamuna. That means this is only in the North India surrounding the Delhi region. So this was known as Hindustan. So when we are coming later on, this term has little more broad concept, which means more areas, okay, around these regions, more areas were captured by the Delhi Sultans, and they expanded their territory. So later on, Hindustan came to be known as the regions under the control of Delhi. But we remember that at this period it was not included the South India. So Hindustan was not included in South India. South India was not at all part of Hindustan. Okay, South India was differently known. Now, when we are studying about when Babur invaded India, okay, or the Hindustan region, Babur considered the geography of this entire region of Hindustan, geography and its fauna, everything, the culture of the people, okay, all together in his books it is written as Hindustan, the regions where the people living in the surrounding Delhi and all, okay, all its geography, all these regions together known as the Hindustan. In the 14th century, the poet Amir Khusrau, he used the word Hind. Okay, so while the idea of geographical and cultural entity like India did exit the term, Hindustan did not carry the political or national meanings which are associated with it today. Now we can find the India from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, from Arunachal Pradesh to Gujarat, that is India. But the entire India, the present India, was not known as Hindustan. Only a particular region where the Delhi Sultanate was existed. Okay. Now historians today also have to be careful about the terms using, because it is meant the different things in the past. Now the historians are which are the terms they are using were different in the ancient period or modern period. For example, we can take a simple word, foreigner. What do you mean by foreigner? Foreigner means a person who is from abroad, not Indian. A person who is not Indian or a person who is coming from abroad is a foreigner. Okay. So in other languages, in Hindi also we can say that a foreigner is a person. We say in Hindi the Pardeshi is a term used, and even in the Persian language this word has another meaning, Ajnabi. We know that we are familiar with these words which means a foreigner. Also earlier we know that one who is coming from other country in the modern period is a foreigner. But in the olden days it was not like that. A foreigner was a stranger who appeared in our society, coming from another village, maybe 5 or 6 kilometers away from us. He is a foreigner. Okay, so that in the olden days, foreigner means a person coming from another society or another community or another village. Okay, even though he may be just 5 or 6 kilometers, but now we can find out India is one nation state. The persons who are living in other country or coming from other countries are called the foreigners. So in Hindi we can find out these words also, Pardeshi and Persian language Ajnabi. These all have the same meaning also. In that period also we can find a city dweller, a person who is living in a city, an urban area. He also considers a person coming from the village or the forest region. He is also a foreigner because he is not belonging to his community or his village or his society. At the same time, in a village or in any rural area, two farmers or two peasants who are living in the same village, but they may be belonging to different caste backgrounds or different religion or caste backgrounds, but they are not foreigners because they know each other. which means one person who is a stranger, who is coming from outer society, was considered as a foreigner.